Out of here! Be gone, foul beast! Be gone! Why, hello everyone. If you're looking for news about all things nerd, you've come to the right place. I'm your host with the most, Tyrell, and how about we kick it to the news? Up first, if you remember in an earlier episode, I talked about some of the films in DC's new cinematic lineup. Well, one of the most anticipated films just had their director announced, as Superman Legacy will be directed by none other than James Gunn himself. While this was announced on many platforms, none were as heartfelt as James Gunn's own Instagram, where James' brother had pointed out the release date for the film was the same date as their father's birthday, who passed away in 2019. Gunn also talked about how he loved the script and was excited to film the movie. What makes fans so excited for this announcement is how incredible James Gunn is at creating very relatable and likable characters. Superman fans have been clamoring for a story that focuses on Clark Kent's humility, where an alien raised by Kansas farmers learns to love humanity and inspire hope in all of us. Regardless of this barrier, we seem to put ourselves in. This would fall in line with the original idea that Superman creators Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster envisioned so many years ago. And we're all excited to see it when Superman Legacy releases on July 11th, 2025. Lastly, for today, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about one of the largest events in entertainment, as the 95th Oscars occurred last week. While it wasn't that highly regarded in terms of Oscars, it did give us Andrew Garfield's face after he was unexpectedly called out for being Spider-Man, when he thought that they'd cut to Tom Holland instead. And it also marks the third time Jimmy Kimmel has hosted. But let's get straight into some of the big winners of that night, who were more than deserving of the awards. For Best Lead Actor, Brendan Fraser received his first ever Oscar for a stellar performance as Charlie in the film The Whale. For Best Lead Actress, Michelle Yeoh claimed her prize for her incredible role as Evelyn Wang in Everything Everywhere All at Once. Speaking of that film, it was the absolute smash hit of the year, as it won a total of 7 Oscars, including Best Picture. That's all we have for news this week, but stay seated as Jessica gives you where it all began and Olivia brings you Anime Stitch. Check it out.
Hello everybody, I am your host Jessica Dobbs and welcome to Where It All Began. You might be wondering why I sound like this. I recently lost my voice and I am still recovering, but I am here to stay. Anyways, here at Where It All Began, I get to explore a celebrity's life and get to reveal many things about them that you don't know about. There are many YouTubers that are popular today and are known for many specific games like Five Nights at Freddy's or Raft. Today, I'm going to be talking about a YouTuber who has a major impact on the generation today with funny videos, quotes, and outbursts. The lovable man crush, Markiplier, aka Mark Fitchbatch. He started his YouTube career on March 6, 2012, creating his YouTube channel, Markiplier. Mark's original intent for the channel was sketch comedy, where he would be portraying all the characters in the sketches. He wanted something new on his channel and started playing video games playthroughs, starting with Amnesia: The Dark Descent. In 2014, Mark announced he was moving to Los Angeles, California to be closer to more connections for his channels, companies like the YouTube space and more content creators.
Which is true to its name, we're not gonna laugh.
His YouTube channel skyrocketed when he started to stream the Five Nights at Freddy's series, the first part of his series hitting 100 million views of February 2022. Due to the success of his series, Fitchbatch played the other games in the FNAF franchise and also had the cameo in the Five Nights at Freddy's AR Special Delivery. Also, in 2018, Markiplier announced the launch of his new fashion brand called Cloak in a joint venture with Jacksepticeye. The brand was envisioned and launched as a gamer-focused athleisure line district for their personal merchandise. In 2019, Fitchbatch announced a new choose-your-own adventure-style story similar to A Date with Markiplier, a YouTube original production titled A Heist with Markiplier. Another project Mark worked on with another creator, Ethan Nestor, known as Crank Gameplay,
with your friends.
Launched a
Would you say I'm
YouTube
a
channel
friend?
called Unis Honest.
Or a foe.
A channel which planned to upload a video every day for 1 year, after which the channel would be deleted along with its videos. The channel rose to early success and gaining 1 million subscribers in its first 5 days and 4.56 million in its last few minutes and over 11.5 million views in its first week. Following a final 12-hour live stream that peaked at 1.5 million concurrent viewers, the channel was deleted by Fitchbatch and Nestor on November 14th, 2020 at midnight. Thank you guys for joining me here on Where It All Began. Make sure you comment below on who you guys want me to do next in the future episodes. I am your host, Jessica Dobbs, and I will see you guys next week.
Hello, one and all, and welcome to Anime Stitch. I'm your host, Olivia Williams, here to talk about anything anime, from the classics to the brand new and anywhere in between. And with many different ways to watch anime, I wanted to talk about good animes you can watch only using Netflix. Let's get started. The first one I wanted to talk about is Seven Deadly Sins. This anime is about a group of knights, Meliodas, Ban, King, Galworth, Merlin, Diana, and Escorn, of the region of Britannia, and was split apart after they were accused of wanting to overthrow the kingdom. And after the king gets kidnapped, his daughter Elizabeth is set off to find the Seven Deadly Sins to help her get her father back. The next one I wanted to talk about is based off of a video game, Cyberpunk 2077, called Cyberpunk Edgerunner. This anime is set in a world where everything is technological, including parts of your body. After losing everything in a drive-by shooting, David has decided to become a mercenary on the black market, known as a cyberpunk. Next one is Vampire in the Garden. This anime is about vampires and humans, where a long time ago they lived in peace and harmony, and now they're in a horrible war with each other. This is where you meet Momo, a young soldier of her mother's army, and Fine, the queen of the vampires. And this story is all about them trying to find a place where they can go and they can live peacefully like they used to a long time ago. But both humans and vampires are out for each other. Make sure you bring tissues if you want to watch this anime because it will make you cry. The last anime on this list is Blue Period. Here you meet Yataro, a high school student who is just bored with his day-to-day life and is not really sure what to do with his life after high school. Until one day he ends up finding something so beautiful, he couldn't find the right words to describe it. But he ends up finding a way to express his emotions through painting. And this one painting opens his eyes for the first time in a while, and changes his boring life for the better. Well, that's all I have for you for this week on Anime Stitch. I hope one of these animes have caught your attention and maybe you'll give it a try. And if there's an anime you want me to talk about, just let me know in the comments below. But I'm your host, Olivia Williams, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!
So, Porter, what exactly are we doing here again?
Oh, well, I mean, isn't it obvious? I built a time machine so we can go back in time and learn about KNWT's past.
You built a time machine just with the...
It worked! Yes!
What? When are we?
We're in 2019, Tyrell. Come on, we'll show you what we learned right after the break.
KZLX is a student-run radio station where Northwest students have complete freedom during their shifts. KZLX also hosts mini radio shows such as Nerdmageddon, Revive, Day-to-Day Picks, and more. To learn more, visit kzlxfm.com.
Hey you, you're finally awake. Welcome to Gen 2. Your place for all things gaming and ready tech related. Glory Tool Stoltzka. On this show, we play a variety of games, from sports to horror, to everything in between. Sound interesting? Make sure to come join us every Tuesday at 6 p.m.
Wow, so we used to air this stuff on TV? Huh. Well, it's good seeing Ben again, at least.
Yeah, but like this was like only 4 years ago. I think we need to go back further.
You're right. Plugging in the time now and...
What? When are we now? What?
Oh, well, according to my calculations, we are about the Cretaceous era.
What? Porter, get us out of here.
Fine, but if my calculations are correct, then up next should be Rumor Has It with Libby and Brianna, followed by Get the Clip with Joe. Take a look.
But get us out of here.
What does Netflix's top-ranking show Outer Banks and country music sensation Kelsea Ballerini both have in common? Find out on this week's episode of Rumor Has It.
Kelsea Ballerini is a country pop singer-songwriter who was previously married to country artist Morgan Evans for almost 5 years until they had decided to call it quits in August of 2022. The couple had met when they were both co-hosting Australia's Country Music Awards in 2016.
In front of the camera, they looked like a happy married couple, but behind the scenes, it wasn't as picture perfect. Following their divorce, Kelsea Ballerini released an EP called Rollin' Up the Welcome Mat on Valentine's Day in response to her ex-husband's song, Over For You. I don't know if you know Alex Cooper, but she has a podcast called Call Her Daddy.
My favorite podcast ever.
Yes, and she had her on there, and this is before like SNL or anything that Kelsea Ballerini was on, and they talked about like the whole EP, and then they mentioned that she asked her like, are you seeing anybody? And then she said Chase Stokes from Outer Banks. And there was even pictures of them like holding hands and like kissing.
I say it's been confirmed, hasn't it?
Yes, they confirmed it because then there was TikToks of like Chase Stokes at her concerts, like taking videos and pictures, and everyone's like so happy.
Being all lovey-dovey and boyfriend-like, love that.
And I love that, and it just, I'm excited for her because it's like she at least seems happy now.
Right.
But then she's also telling her side of the story.
I love that because I also listened to the Call Her Daddy podcast, and when I was listening to it, she said that the reason that the whole divorce topic kind of was brought up is because she didn't want kids, and he did. And I feel like being in the entertainment industry, having kids is such a hard thing to do because you're like always on shoots, you're always traveling, going different places, especially like she's a singer, so she's constantly like doing tours and everything. I feel like she's Taylor Swifting him.
Yeah, and a lot of people are thinking that. Because like Taylor Swift was the first one to do like a short film, like the All Too Well thing.
Right.
And then when she, like this is the first thing I thought of. I was like, oh, this is kind of like Taylor Swift's thing.
Taylor has always been really famous for writing songs about like the people that she's like been in relationships with in the past. And so I feel like there's like a huge parallel between Kelsea and Taylor right now. And
or who knows, maybe Taylor helped her.
Honestly, wouldn't be mad about that.
No.
Taylor's great.
No.
I will.
Especially women talk and everything. So I'm kind of curious because it has a little Taylor Swift little spice.
a
little spice in there. Well, I'm glad that both sides got to tell some of their story. Regardless of what happens, I hope that both of them get to move on and start a new chapter in their life.
That is all we have this week on Rumor Has It. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to hear more from us. I'm Liddy.
I'm Bree. See you next week.
Ever since the creation...
Okay, it took me some time to pinpoint the exact time we have to go to, but I think I got it.
Okay, but can you hurry up? Like I just nabbed a T-Rex egg and like the mother is not happy. You know how they get.
Tyrell! Fine. All right, divide by 2, carry the 1, golden ratio, and...
Okay, we made it. That was a wild ride.
Yeah.
That was.
And just in time too, I have a new segment of What's the Nerd to Do. Whew.
Kirsten, what are you doing here?
What do you think I'm doing here? Making TikToks? And it's not about what I do, it's about what we do here. So we start with storyboarding the content we want to create for our clients. It could be anyone from small businesses, nonprofits, and organizations both on campus and in the Maryville community. We write, we film, we edit, we create, and then we wait. So if you're someone who thinks you need us, we are KNWT Creative Services. This week on Channel 8 News, we officially welcome Dr. Lance Tatum to the Northwest community. We have the conclusions of the men's basketball team at the NCAA tournament and more.
For the stories that matter to you, watch new episodes of Channel 8 News at 9 a.m. every Monday on our YouTube page at KNWT TV.
Welcome back to another What's the Nerd. As always, I'm your host, Porter Williams, and on this week we'll be talking with one of our radio brothers and an avid Funko Pop collector, Preston Webb.
Hey, thanks for having me on, Porter. It's nice to go over from the audio side over to the video side for us.
Right, yeah. I bet you don't see this every day. All these, yeah, not a lot of blinding fluorescent lights when you're in radio.
Yeah.
Huh?
No, I just sat in a dark room, just doing some music in the background.
Yeah, just a total world flip. It'd be weird if I did radio too. It's like, man, where's the camera on this thing?
Yeah.
All right, so today's topic, we're going to be talking about Funko Pops, everyone's favorite collectibles. So tell me, Preston, how many Funko Pops do you own, and when did you start collecting them?
So yeah, currently right now I have around 25-ish Funko Pops, but recently I've been selling some. I've probably had more like 35, around 40-ish Funko Pops.
Wow.
Which we'll get into later on. But yeah, one of the big reasons why I started collecting them is I'm a bit of a pop culture nerd. Ever since I grew up, I was always the type of person who would, play video games, watch TV, watch movies all the time with family. And, it's just, with Funko Pops especially, there's a lot of pop culture with these. They have so many moments that they show with these. So yeah, that's one of the big reasons why I loved collecting Funko Pops ever since I was younger.
Do you have any Funko Pop particularly that you really like?
Yes, actually, it's fittingly enough one of my first ones. It is that Brutus over there from Call of Duty. Oh. Which was released, I believe, around 2015-ish. This was actually one of the first reasons why I started. My sister actually got that for me for my birthday. At the time, I was a big fan of Call of Duty Black Ops 2, and I loved this game. I loved Mob of the Dead, and my sister got me that for my birthday. And that was one of my favorite Funko Pops.
So getting back into it, why do you think that Funko Pops are more popular than other kinds of collectibles?
So one of the big reasons why I believe that Funko Pops are a lot more popular compared to other sorts of collectibles nowadays is the sheer variety that they have compared to a lot of other ones. I mean, for instance, just from all the ones I have, Call of Duty, we got Cuphead, Stranger Things, Simpsons, even Twilight, Big Bang Theory. There's even some that are very obscure. Hostess has Funko Pops.
Really?
Of different sort of characters that they've had. There was a pop of the donuts. Like the donut bag. They have a pop for that.
Huh.
Yeah, there's just so much variety of Funko Pops nowadays that it can cater to a lot of different audiences.
Yeah.
And that's one of the big aspects on why it's so popular. But also another reason why I believe it is as well is how cheap they are compared to a lot of other collectibles.
Yes.
Especially for when it comes to like a lot of more detailed ones, they range into $50 plus. For all of these, I mean, the most I've spent is maybe $12.
Wow.
Not counting the ones that I'm buying now later on, but a lot of these I just bought on clearance or I just bought them at price, which was, like $10 to $15. So being able to showcase what you love as TV shows, music, icons, being able to show that at such a cheap price it just attracts a lot of attention compared to other sorts of collectibles.
Yeah. That's all the time we have left for this week's episode of Nerd Central. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and always remember, exposing your children to different experiences like drag and LGBTQ plus discussions can only help your child become more empathetic and kind. Have a good night.
Okay.
Fuck! Get out of here!
Dude! Stupid fish!
God!
No,
damn
you fish!
Back!
I'll eat
back, thou bitch! The Lord compels thee! The Lord compels thee! The Lord compels thee, foul demon!
This is our time machine. That's our time machine? What is it?